In Malaysia, for the first time in the past 20 years, an unusual rising tide caused serious flooding in Sungai Lima, Paulau Ketam. After hearing the news, Tzu Chi volunteers headed to the damaged areas to survey the disaster, bringing consolation cash and blankets to 6 affected families. Among the families, they found a senior who had been sleeping on the wooden floor. Volunteers gave her a Jing Si folding bed to ease her discomfort.
The seawater was flooding the houses, which also caused the wooden flooring to be damaged. A local resident photographed the event when an unusual rising tide flooded the Sungai Lima, Paulau Ketam.
The seawater kept flooding here, which caused all of the wooden boards to float on the water. My first priority was to take good care of my children. I knew I shouldn't stride over there because it might be dangerous. I might fall in the sea and I can't swim.
My home was also affected and suffered water damage. I think the great damage was brought by a sudden windstorm, which took place at 6 in the morning near Sungai Lima.
This is the first unusual phenomena that has appeared in Sungai Lima over the past 20 years. Tzu Chi volunteers headed to this area to survey the disaster areas and comfort affected residents.
I was afraid that the table might fall down because it was shaking. I moved it outside and then moved it in at night.
Volunteers brought care and love to the affected residents, visiting door to door, making them feel blessed and loved.
When a disaster takes place any time around the world, Tzu Chi is usually the first group to comfort victims.
Volunteers discovered a solitary senior curled up in the corner of her house on their way to bring consolation cash and blankets to the affected families. The senior lives in a poor environment and has been sleeping on the wooden floor for a long time. Volunteers graciously offered her a Jing Si folding bed. Apart from bringing the Jing Si folding bed to the senior so that she no longer needs to sleep on the floor, volunteers also gave her love and hope.